This is Lesson 3, Level 1 on Caravan. I'm going to talk about the harmony in Caravan, which will hopefully lead you to understand the progression more so you can improvise. And I shall discuss that in the next lesson. So this is just the actual nuts and bolts of the harmony. Most of the A section rests on a dominant seventh, and that's C7 if we're in the key of F minor. And those notes are C, E, G, B flat. I'm going to add a flat 9. Why a flat 9? Because it's part of the tune, and if you know the melody, then the melody hits the flat 9. So we play the flat 9 chord to accompany that tune. There are other chords that can fit that, but that's the most obvious. So we sit on that chord for 12 bars, and then we resolve down to F minor, home key. And that's F, A flat and C. I added a little D there. You could have that, you could have the 7th, doesn't really matter. You might even go to the E natural, makes it F minor major 7. So that's the A section, which is repeated, and then we have a B section, and then we return to the A section, and that has the same chords in it. So the B section is a string of dominant sevenths. We start off with what would have been chord 1, but it's been changed from a minor chord, which should have been F, A flat and C, to a major chord, which is F, A and C. I've added a 7th to this. Why a 7th? Because it's the right chord for that part of the tune, and there isn't actually a 7th in the tune, but we all generally play that. Then we move to B flat 7, so that's 5 notes below the chord of F7, and that's B flat, D, F and A flat. Then we move 5 notes below that to E flat 7. That's E flat, G, B flat and D flat. And that's resolved one more time down to A flat major 7. Now A flat is our home key for this particular part of the tune, and A flat is the relative major to F minor. And the difference between a major 7 and a dominant 7th is that the 7th is a major 7. And that's to do with the interval between the bottom note and the top note. So we have a major chord, A flat, C and an E flat, and the top note is a G, it's the major 7. Then to move back to our home key, there's a couple of chords. There's a G minor 7 flat 5, so this is chord 2 if we're in F minor, and that one has a flat 5, so that's G, B flat, D flat and an F. And then we have a chord of C7 flat 9, which is again C, E, G, B flat and D flat. And this is leading us back to our minor home key, which is F minor. However, it doesn't go. What it does is go chord 2, chord 5, and then just stays on that chord 5, increases the tension. And so when it finally resolves in the last 4 bars to F minor, it's quite a relief. The chord of G minor 7 flat 5, just to remind you, the flat 5 is the D flat. When that note is played with the next chord, that is the flat 9. So the same note from chord 2 played is the flat 9. And that really, really makes the harmony sound really good and natural. The chord of C7 flat 9 is... if we take away the root, we're left with this chord, and this is a diminished chord, which is E, G, B flat, D flat. And that might be something that, if you're improvising, you might like to bring out. Once we had the C, it's C7 flat 9. So essentially, we have chord 5 resolving to chord 1, and then we have chord 1 as a dominant 7th, down a 5th, down a 5th, resolving to the relative major, moving back to the original key. So in the next lesson I'm going to talk about how to improvise over those various sections. So join me for lesson 4, level 1.